Hello and welcome to One Cool Thing, PC Mag's daily streaming show here on Facebook. I'm Matthew Buzzy. This is my fellow hardware analyst, Tom Brandt. How you doing, Tom?
Oh, not bad. How about
yourself? Not bad. I'm all right. I'm here today. We're debating whether the studio is brighter or darker than normal. We don't really. It's a hot topic.
We say it's brighter. Other people say it's darker.
The camera team says darker.
There's no
debate.
middle
We'll
ground.
never get it settled.
No middle ground.
We're here with the Asus ZenBook UX430U.
Indeed.
Which of course rolled right off my tongue.
Yes. This UX430U is, basically just an ultra portable.
Basically an ultra portable.
It's very good ultra portable, and it's cheap. It's like $1,100.
That's the elevator pitch. So if you've been reeled in, type your comments and questions in the comment section. Social Pete is there reading everything you have to say because it's very important and valuable to us, and we'll answer any of your questions the best we can. No guarantees. I always like to put that little disclaimer. I'm not going to claim to know everything, Tom. But I don't know if you want to.
I guarantee you that we will say something about your comment. We might not answer.
Might not answer. Might not get to it. If you're watching on Facebook, please do that. If you're watching on YouTube later, leave a like, leave a subscribe, leave a comment there too. Please, just be nice though, Just be nice on the internet. Try that.
Yeah,
and that's out for size.
It's easy though to be nice because who doesn't like this, a powerful, really thin and light laptop
and inexpensive
for $1,100.
$1,100. That's so this is something kind of everyone can use.
Yeah.
General use, ultra portable. Kind of walk us through the specs and if the pricing matches.
Yeah. So this is basically a Windows version of the MacBook Pro. It even looks, the color is even similar, this dark gray color. But it's, for your money, it's actually better equipped. You have a Core i7 processor, which you won't get in the 13-inch MacBook Pro, and you have a 14-inch screen, which is a bit bigger than the MacBook Pro. There are a few downsides, though. It doesn't have really long battery life, and it gets kind of loud. The fan is kind of loud.
It's a little noisy.
Yeah, so you're going to be making some compromises, but if you want a powerful, capable machine, this is pretty good.
Now, what's it made out of here? Because MacBook comparison's obviously going to get. People love that metal body. Does it stack up to you?
It's not metal. It could be some sort of alloy. The top definitely is metal, and you see there's like some rings around.
I actually like that. I don't know if that comes off well on the camera.
Yeah.
There we go. Yeah, it's nice. It's a nice. There's like concentric circles, metallic circles all the way in. Look at that.
Yeah, and the bottom is the same color. There are no concentric circles on the bottom, but it's that same shiny metallic.
Yeah.
So it's gonna last longer than a plastic laptop would. Although these days, ultra portables, we haven't seen too many plastic ultra portables.
No.
They're generally going towards the metal. So.
Yeah, or some sort of alloy, some sort of magnesium type.
Yeah.
Lightweight, but sturdy, as they love to say.
Well, this is light. I don't remember exactly the number of pounds that it has, but it's below 3, which is pretty light.
That's pretty good. Can confirm. Feels good. What do we got for RAM? What do we got for storage?
Okay, yeah. So this has 16 gigabytes of RAM. So the combination of a Core i7 and 16 gigabytes of RAM will pretty much do anything that you want to do on an ultra portable, except for things like rendering video or things that you will need a giant, a bigger laptop for, with a more powerful discrete GPU.
And it is, by the way, the Core i7 Tom mentioned. It is 8th gen. It is the newest.
Brand new Core i7. Yeah. It's a shame though, because these new 8th gen Core i7, they're not quite the Coffee Lake processors that Intel is coming out with soon, but they are incredibly efficient.
They are very efficient.
We've seen them in some Lenovo laptops. These 8th gen models have gotten like over 20 hours of battery life, so it's kind of a shame that you don't get that efficiency here. Well, you get the efficiency. Probably what it is they put a cheaper battery in.
Yeah.
So the battery doesn't last as long.
We have a question.
Is it gaming capable?
That depends. What game
Tom's
are you
going to be
playing?
generous and say that depends. I'm going to say nuh-uh.
If you are playing a web game or Minecraft
or Hearthstone perhaps
or Solitaire, then it is a gaming machine.
Very gaming capable in that regard.
I like to always point out that games are not just Call of Duty.
Sure, there's lots of options. There's lots of types of games out there. It can, of course, play simpler games. It can play 2D-based games. Like I said, Hearthstone, you can fire up Hearthstone and play if you want. Other games like that, Gwent, perhaps, if I was to pick a random example.
Yeah. But I think what we should tell you about this is there is no GPU anymore. Well, there is a GPU, but it's not gaming GPU.
It's the integrated graphics built into the processor, so not really gaming capable. If you play at HD, you're going to get not good.
Yeah,
frames.
if you do high quality ultra settings, we do that in the benchmark test, which you can read in the review at PCMag.com.
I'm sure there were single-digit frame
Yeah,
rates.
you're going to get like 4 or 5 frames per second, which is essentially just you staring there watching.
It's a sick
the game.
slideshow. It's a really good slideshow. at that
Right,
point.
rather than playing it. So.
Yeah.
But that said, going back to the beginning of the show, in case you missed it, we talked about this UX430U, which is the name of the product. Asus actually does those numbers for a reason, their own reason.
Go figure.
They add an A on the end of the model if it has an integrated graphics card, which this does. So this is actually the UX430UA. And you can get certain models with discrete GPU, which are more expensive, obviously, but might be worth considering. Those have an N on the end.
So look out for those. It's like the Intel chip naming conventions, but you have to know what that means beforehand when you're shopping.
We typically keep track of the Intel naming conventions, but we can't keep track of all the...
Every manufacturer's different naming conventions, and there are plenty. We have another question.
Is it better than a Microsoft Surface?
Ooh, it depends which one, it depends what config, and it depends what you're using it for. Otherwise, that's kind of a open-ended question. If you prefer a normal typing experience like the Surface Pro's keyboard, I think it's functional enough, but it isn't quite the same as a sturdy regular keyboard, so if that bothers you, if you actually get use out of tablet mode, you know, this doesn't convert.
This not only is this just a laptop, it doesn't even go all the way down. I mean, there's an angle here. But the closest competitor, I think, on the Microsoft side would be the Surface laptop, the new Surface laptop that they announced last year. It's about the same price. But you know, the Surface laptop does have some cool, unique features like a soft touch on the keyboard, and it is also a capable machine. We did not actually give. We rated them the exact same. We gave them both 4 stars, but they're not quite editor's choice material.
Right. Yeah.
So they're very similar.
But the value proposition I think is pretty good on these. $10.99. Newer components, nice features. I do see a fingerprint scanner here.
Yes.
On the touchpad.
There is a fingerprint scanner.
Speakers by Harman Kardon. That's something.
Yeah, they put a Harman Kardon logo on here. The speakers are pretty loud. I don't know that they're necessarily that high quality.
You said you said that like you don't believe they're really Harman Kardon speakers. Well, they put the logo on here.
The reason I say that is because I should not. Yes, they are. I'm sure that they are tuned by Harman Kardon, and actually, I go into detail more about this in the review. They are it is better than you'd expect for a ultra portable, but they are on the bottom, so they're bouncing off the desk, which mutes it a little bit.
Yeah, it's not ideal, but I understand why they do that.
Yeah,
I'm just trying to sign us back in here so we can see our beautiful PC Magazine logo. There
right. So the other thing about the speakers is. The reason I meant that is because some manufacturers, which will remain nameless, they license the name and they put them on all of their products.
Sure.
Many of which do have really good speakers, but some of which don't.
Right. They just claim like so and so with Harman Kardon or whatever.
It's better to just listen to it for yourself.
Right. Make your own. It's hard to do though. Not buying it.
Go to the store.
Go to the store. Go to Best Buy. Go around. Go to Micro Center if it's certain laptops. For eyes. Yeah. So yeah, I think we hit through
we have
all the
another
specs.
question.
We do have another question though.
We had a couple component questions. One, what's the cooling like, if anything? And what's the touchpad feel like?
Thank you for asking about the cooling. That's one of Tom's cons in his review.
Right. So not so much the. I mean,
not so much the heat.
It cools fine. The problem is that it's noisy when it does that. This is something we've seen from several cheaper Windows Ultra portables. The fan spools up more than you'd like it to. Like even if you're just going to a website in Google Chrome or Edge or whatever browser you use, the fans will spool up. That's something that you ideally would not have.
Right.
In addition to that, there are some other little noises in there as well, some CPU electrical noises that you will notice if you are using it at home in a silent environment, but at work, where there's lots of things going on.
Not overpoweringly loud, just when it's quiet you'll notice. And is it on and off kind of revving, or is it like a constant?
Yeah. No, it goes up and down.
Right.
When we were taxing the processor for our benchmark tests, it was running at a constant high. The fan was running at a constant high speed. That's to be expected because we're taxing the CPU. But I would hope that it would be silent when you're not taxing it, and unfortunately it's not.
You did mention, because of I'm wondering, the cooling made me think of it, and the new processor. You mentioned it has good battery life. What exactly was the rundown time?
So let's go ahead
Hop
and
over
see
to
here.
the benchmark.
Yeah, it's good, not great, basically.
Because there's a lot of really long battery lives in this category.
It got over 10 hours, which is good. I mean, that's going to bring you through a full day and maybe last into the evening. I will say I did not actually test that out like anecdotally, you know, using it to watch videos all day long, but it will theoretically do that. But as you can see, it's the second from the bottom on our battery life test. So, you know, and part of that is, it's unfortunate, all these except for the Mac are using the same processor, the 8th gen.
Yeah, so it must come down to which battery they're using there.
So.
But yeah, and some of the high-end ultra portables, like the Yoga, gets up to like 22 hours, which is insane.
The Yoga 920 actually was probably our fastest or our longest lasting laptop. It got 22 hours.
Yeah, that's pretty absurd.
Using an 8th gen processor. So battery life is good, not great.
We have another question.
Would this run Photoshop smoothly?
Yes, it runs Photoshop smoothly. We did a bunch of Photoshop image editing filters for our Photoshop benchmark. It finished them in. Oops. It added some emojis.
I broke it.
It finished those series of filters. There's 11 filters. It finished them in 3 minutes, which, you know, if you're editing images in Photoshop all day long, you want way less than 3 minutes. Like if that's your work.
Your main thing, but like it'll get the job done.
But yeah, I mean, nothing was that much faster, including the Dell Xps, which is our editor's choice.
Right. I would think that anyone doing that professionally would know or have a machine.
Yes.
Would know they need or already have a machine that is faster, more capable than like a not, you know, budget side, but a cheaper alternative. Ultra portable. That shouldn't be your main workstation which you know, I'm sure, if you're someone who's professionally using Photoshop.
And I didn't forget about your touchpad question. It's a fine touchpad.
I
did. Don't worry, I have got your back on this. It's a fine touchpad, but it's a little wobbly if you use it at an angle. But you know,
on your desk, it's fine.
Yeah,
fine.
The only major downside is there are no buttons. Other than that, it's fine.
Gotcha. We do have another question.
Do you think the 14-inch screen is enough?
Enough.
Enough. What do you want to do?
Nothing is ever enough.
Nothing's ever enough. I mean, that's just part of that's just kind of at this size that like any bigger, it's barely an ultra portable. Really, like you're getting kind of unwieldy at that point. Like 15-inch laptops to pull around, they can be thin, but they're big. They take up space in your bag. So I think it's good. I think 14 and lower for this kind of, we see even 12.5 or 13-inch.
Yeah. The MacBook Pro is 13.
Yeah, I guess if you're going to be,
the Dell is 13. Actually, they're all 13.
They're all 13. If you're going to be someone who is doing a lot of the Photoshop or other, you know, you really need the detail. Like I guess I could see like you want a bigger screen or what have you. But
what's cool about this?
It's not really what this is for. I guess primarily is what I would say.
Yeah, what's cool about this is, and Asus is not the only company that does this, but they talk it up a lot. They make a 13-inch laptop, but they put a 14-inch screen into it. So that means like the borders are really thin. They're really maximizing the
that's the new thing the last year or two is like same small body, bigger screen because they make the bezels smaller and smaller. We have another question.
To sum up, who is this for?
Who is this for?
Yeah, I mean, I think this is for people who want or who are would otherwise consider a MacBook Pro, but A, don't want to spend a lot more money for less good specs, and B, maybe want Windows. I mean, Windows is better at certain things than Mac OS is. So I think you really are comparing this, you know, to the MacBook Pro. But it's for people who need portability, need good battery life, need decent processing power, and are on a budget, and are, you know, on a fairly strict budget, and don't need really fast graphics power.
Yeah, if you never take your laptop off your desk or out of your room, like then not so much
this
for you.
Is for people on the go.
On the go, take it on the train, take it on a trip, take it on a plane. You know, this is to travel with. As much as anything else. So,
but look at the Dell XPS 13. That is our editor's choice in this category. Or
what's the price on that configuration? Do you remember? Is that much more expensive?
Yeah, it's a couple $100 more expensive. Okay. But all these are similarly priced. We always include
we do within a range.
But yeah, no, you will pay a couple $100 more for the Dell.
I would say it feels and looks a little nicer than this does.
The other options are the HP Spectre 13 is beautiful.
Yeah, great laptop.
Same with the Razer Blade Stealth. Those are beautiful machines, but Dell XPS is our editor's choice.
Yeah, and this does come in at the lower end of all those. $1099 is pretty good. That's pretty low. If we have no more questions, I think that's it for us today. Thank you so much for watching. We'll be back again tomorrow. Literally, us too. 10 a.m. here, same place, with another cool thing. Tune in. Thanks for watching.